Okay, another thing I want to talk about before we wrap up the first section. This is almost like an introduction section. These first few videos that I did here is almost like an introduction section to So You Want to Become a Day Trader. The first thing that's is super important for everybody to do is in day trading of any type, there is a very big requirement to do accounting and taxes. I'm not going to give a lecture or speech on taxes and accounting because everywhere you live, it's going to be different, right? It's going to be different if you live in Canada, if you live in the United States, if you live in another country outside of North America, if you live in Europe, if you live in Russia, wherever you live, right? Peru, I don't know, wherever it is you're watching from, you're going to have your own taxation and accounting rules that you have to follow. I've seen too many people in my field get stung by making mistakes, doing bad accounting, have scares, get audited. Now, I haven't seen a lot of people get audited because it usually doesn't go that far. Typically, somebody will just get a letter of, they have different names in everywhere where you live, but a letter of compliance is what we call them. Somebody will just get a letter of compliance and the government will say, oh, you made this much money a year. How did you make it prove your income? And then people, they don't have their accounting, right? So it's one of your responsibilities as a day trader to be very clear on what your accounting and tax rules and laws are. Again, I'm not going to school people on that. You guys can go and do your due diligence to find out what your accounting and tax laws are. But this is something that I would employ everybody to do. Getting down this path, the whole purpose of this first couple videos is to kind of talk about the things that, okay, so you want to be a day trader. Here's some core fundamentals that you need to know. Accounting and taxes are huge. Do your research, see what you're responsible to do. Do you have to tell your government about every single trade? Do you just have to claim the net amount that you made? What do you have to do? Do you have to give them a full spreadsheet of everything? Know your taxes. It will greatly impact you as a day trader. That's one of your responsibilities as a day trader. Another one of your responsibilities, what are some of your other responsibilities? Keep a close watch on the pitfalls that we talked about. Keep a close watch on things like getting too addicted to charting, depression, falling into some of the pitfalls and dangers that we talked about, having realistic expectations. So, do your accounting and taxes and keep an eye on some of the things that we talked about in terms of pitfalls and the emotional stuff and the bad parts of the negative effects. We'll call it that. We'll call it the negative effects of what comes with day trading. Another responsibility of yours is to have a very positive mind. It's important that as a day trader, you are your own boss. There is nobody to tell you, hey, get to work. There is nobody to tell you, wow, you did a crap job today, or man, you really closed that client. That was a good one. Or in our case, I guess it would be, you really took a good trade today. There is no one to do that for you. So you have to tell yourself these things. You have to hold yourself accountable and responsible as one of your responsibilities. Not only, like I said before, financially, you have to hold yourself responsible with your accounting and taxes. You have to hold yourself emotionally responsible. You have to hold yourself accountable as well. So accountability is understanding that you have to be the one to look at your own work. So if you have a bad day, you have to go and analyze why you've had a bad day. If you have a good day, tell somebody about it, reaffirm that mindset for yourself. Tell your wife, tell your girlfriend, tell your boyfriend, tell your parents, tell your kids, whoever. Just talk about it in a positive way so that you can reflect that, hey, I'm doing great in my career. This is something that I'm really enjoying. I really love it. This is very important. It's very important not only for people who are in any field, who are sports players, who are doctors. Why do we do it, right? We do it to save people. Well, why do we do this? We do it because we love creating charts. And when we do something really good, we want to be rewarded, right? We want to share that with people. So some of your responsibilities are keep your emotions in check, be financially responsible, and do your due diligence to understand what you are going to need to give your government or your tax man. We'll call him the tax man, your tax man, and hold yourself accountable, right? So some of a few things, a few words of advice I would give people, and a couple different things that I see people struggle with. So yeah, that wraps up the first section of this. So yeah, see you guys on the next one.